History was made tonight in Boston as the Golden State Warriors won Game 6 of the NBA Finals and won their 4th title in the last 8 years. My first half summary, I wrote down, all the momentum that it seemed Boston had at the start of the game has left the building. The TD Garden's gotten too quiet. Warriors have outscored Boston by 33 points to lead 54-39 going into half. The Splash Brothers led team scoring with 12 apiece, with Poole not far behind with 11. Green has made an impact on this game as well with 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 points in this first half. Is the title already in hand? It's time for Boston to start praying. The first half was honestly very surprising. The Celtics came out hot. They were up 10-2 right there at the beginning. Then the Golden State Warriors went on an 11-0 run to end the first quarter and make it 27-22, and they were up. Another thing that maybe started Boston to slow down a little bit was Jason Tatum had a third personal foul, and then he absolutely went dead quiet. Jason Tatum in the whole second half had 0 points until about the fourth quarter here. He dunked it on Wiggins on a back cut play, but maybe just the psyche of Jason Tatum getting that third foul in the first half. He's like, nope, I'm done. In the second half, with the game seeming to be out of reach, Al Horford single-handedly tried to help the Boston Celtics get back into it. Al Horford hit three-pointer after three-pointer. If it wasn't for Al Horford and Jaylen Brown, Boston would have gotten blown out. These two guys tried to keep him in it, even though the game was ultimately decided by halftime. In the final 6 minutes of the third quarter, though, Boston went on a 16-4 run, and they got back into it. The coldest thing about this whole game was when Steph Curry, being caught up in the emotions of the game, pointed at his ring finger. He's like, give me my effing ring. Joe Burrow vibes, Aaron Donald vibes. It was so freaking cool. So Boston started to mount a little bit of a comeback in the third quarter, but the Warriors were still up by 10 heading into the fourth. Al Horford had a double-double in all of his efforts with Brown to try to get them back into it. He also had a huge block with 20 seconds left to go that got the stadium up and going. They were trailing by what felt like 20 points, but they were able to cut the lead down, but it wasn't enough. The experience and the points off the bench for the Warriors, like Poole hit a couple threes. Andrew Wiggins was the second highest scorer for the Warriors. Defense by Gary Payton, defense by Andrew Wiggins, shutting down the big three of Boston was a critical thing. The comeback wasn't enough. The Warriors just run out the clock and win the title. Warriors ended up winning 103-90. Steph Curry had 34 points and shot 6 for 11 on three-pointers. Klay Thompson had 12 points. Jordan Poole had 15 points. Andrew Wiggins had 18 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 blocks. His defense in the second half was a crucial key for them winning Game 6 because he helped stop the momentum of Boston trying to mount a comeback. And then Draymond Green all around was wonderful. He had 12 points. He shot 2 for 5 beyond the arc. He had 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 blocks. He was 2 assists shy of a triple-double. That would have been kind of funny. Turnovers were the final nail in this Boston Celtics coffin. They had 22 turnovers in all 4 games that they lost this series. Their turnovers they had over 15 turnovers in every single game that they lost. Tatum only had 13 points, and he failed to show up in the second half. He still had 7 assists and tried to help his team out. Jaylen Brown had 34 points, shot 5 for 11 beyond the arc, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Smart was an all-around player too, trying to help where he could. 6 rebounds, 9 assists, and 2 steals. And Al Horford had 19 points and 14 rebounds. He had a double-double, but it still wasn't enough. He treated the three-point line like a free throw. 4 for 5. He shot the best behind the arc for the Celtics. Steph Curry was this year's Finals MVP, and I think he was very deserving of this title when Boston had all the momentum in the series after Game 3 going up 2-1. If Curry didn't play his best and to the best of his abilities in every single game, they wouldn't have won. If Curry was not here in this series, Boston easily could have won this in 5 games. It's awesome to see the Warriors back on top. It's awesome to see the original core of the Warriors winning their 4th title. I'm caught up in the moment as I say this, but I do think this is the most meaningful title that they've won. Everything goes through them now. If you want to win the East, you got to go through Boston. If you want to go through the West, or if you want to win and be a champion, it goes through Golden State. And for now, as we go into the summer and for the next couple months, I think the NBA runs through Golden State now. This is definitely a huge take and an overreaction a little bit, yes. The league now runs through Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. I'm a LeBron fan too when I say this because we all know the face of the league is LeBron, and the face of the league will always be LeBron until he retires, and then it might be Zion or Ja Morant. Who knows? There's still a lot of young stars. But right now, as it sits, as we go through this summer and then we go into the fall and just the play and game in, game out, who wins, who loses, the league runs through Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And I think it's awesome that the NBA is back to that. We'll just see. I don't think they're done. I think they still have more in the tank, and here we go. What a wonderful time to be an NBA fan. Thanks for watching. See ya.